Okay, so today we'll study about resolution of vectors. Okay, resolution of vectors means splitting of vectors. A single vector is there and we have to split up a single vector. Okay, till now we have studied there are two or more vectors. We have to find their resultant. Okay, we have to add up or subtract those vectors. Now, here a single vector is there and we have to split up in any two different directions. So, splitting of a vector in two or more directions. Okay, in two or more directions means in two or more components. This we call it as the resolution of vector. Let there is a vector A and we'll split up in two different directions. Okay, the vector A is splitted in lambda and mu or some constants, maybe some number 1, 2, 3. So vector A is splitted in two directions. Okay, and these splitted vectors are called as the components of the vector. And this we call it as resolution of vector. That is splitting a vector in two or more components. So write down splitting of a vector in two or more components in different directions is called as resolution of vectors. Okay, now how they have to be splitted up such that this A vector is splitted up into two components. This vector A should be equal to the sum of these two vectors, that is lambda B plus mu into C vectors. Okay, you cannot split up in any two different directions, random directions. You have to split up in such a way that the sum of the splitted vector should be equal to the given vector. So here we have resolved vector A. We have splitted vector A in two different directions, lambda B and mu C, such that the sum of these two splitted vectors should be equal to A vector. Okay, and these splitted vectors we call it as the components of the vector. Okay, and this we call it as resolution of a vector. That is splitting of a vector in two or more different directions, which are called as the components of the vector, such that the sum of the vector should be equal to the given vector. Okay, the A vector should be equal to this thing. Okay, draw the figure as such. Now here we'll come to rectangular components. Okay, after that write the heading rectangular components in two dimensions, in 2D. Rectangular components in 2D. Okay, now rectangular components means a vector is splitted up in such a way. Okay, in how many components? Two components. In such a way that these two components are perpendicular to each other. Then these components we call it as the rectangular components. So the vector has to be splitted in two components in such a way that these two components are perpendicular to each other. Then these components are called as the rectangular components. Here we have splitted in two dimensions, that is in two components, so it will be the rectangular components in two dimensions. If we split up in three mutually perpendicular directions, that is one along x-axis, the other along y-axis, and the third one along z-axis, then it will be called as the rectangular components in 3D. Okay, first write down rectangular components in 2D. Write down a vector splitted up in such a way that the two components are perpendicular to each other. Then they are called as rectangular components. then they are called as rectangular components. Okay, let there is a vector A and we split up in two perpendicular components, one along x-axis ax vector and the other along y-axis ay vector. Okay, so these components ax and ay will be called as the rectangular components. Why? Because they are perpendicular to each other. The vector is split up in such a way that the two components are perpendicular. So here we have split vector A along x-axis and along y-axis. Okay, so these two components we call it as the rectangular components. Now here this component AX, as it is acting along the x-axis, so this we also call it as x component, or it is acting along the horizontal direction, so we can also call it as horizontal component. Okay, the one which is acting along x-axis is called as the x component or the horizontal component, whereas the other splitted vector ay vector, as it's acting along the y-axis, so this may be called as the y component or vertical component, or it is called as the vertical component. So ax vector, we have split it, a vector one along x-axis and the other along y-axis. So this ax and ay vectors, these are called as the rectangular components in two dimensions. Now ax vector, as it is along x-axis, so you can call it as x component or the horizontal component, and this is called as the y component or the vertical component. Okay, so here, as we know, we have to split up in such a way that a vector should be equal to ax vector plus ay vector. Okay, how can it be written? If the magnitude of ax vector is ax only, magnitude is ax. Okay, now here we have to show only the direction of this ax vector. Magnitude is ax. The length of the line is ax. Now only the direction is shown by unit vector, and the unit vector along x-axis can be written as I cap. So this ax vector can be written as magnitude into direction. Magnitude is how much? Ax, and what is the direction along x-axis? The unit vector is I cap. The same way, ay vector can be written as magnitude of ay into the unit vector which is showing the direction along y-axis, that is ay into j cap. Okay, so a vector can be written as ax I cap plus ay j cap. Okay, now let this a vector is making an angle theta with the x-axis. So let's find out the component ax. What will be this ax equal to ay equal to? Okay, again we make one triangle, find out cos theta. Cos theta is base is how much? Ax upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is how much? A. So cos theta is equal to ax upon a. So ax will be equal to a cos theta. Are you getting it? Find out cos theta. When you find out cos theta, this ax cos theta is equal to ax upon hypotenuse. So ax is equal to a cos theta. Similarly, ay, find out sin theta from this triangle. Sin theta is ay upon a. So ay is equal to a sin theta. So this a vector can also be written as a cos theta I cap plus a sin theta j cap. Why? Because the magnitude of ax is a cos theta and the magnitude of ay is a sin theta. Is it clear? Okay, so here we have written ax is equal to a cos theta and ay is equal to ax is a cos theta and ay is equal to a sin theta. Okay, now always remember that the component which is touching this angle theta will be in terms of cos. Okay, this AX component is touching this angle theta. So it will be always in terms of cos A cos theta. Whereas the vertical component, the perpendicular component will be always A sin theta. Okay, AX is equal to A cos theta and AY is equal to A sin theta. So the component which is touching theta will be always in terms of cos, and the perpendicular to it will be always in terms of sine. Okay, now we can find the relation between AX and AY. Okay, suppose in a question you have to find out any two quantities are given and one of the term you have to find out one of the quantity. So how can you find out? Let's find the relation between AX, AY and A. That is, we have to eliminate this theta. So let's square this equation and square the second equation also, and let's add them. Squaring first equation and the second equation. 1 square plus 2 square. You have to add. After squaring, you have to add. So what do you get on the left hand side? AX square plus AY square is equal to A square cos square theta plus A square sin square theta. Take A square common. Okay, let's write down A square cos square theta plus A square sin square theta. Take this A square common inside the bracket, cos square theta plus sin square theta, which is equal to 1. So what is the relation between AX, AY and A? AX square plus AY square is equal to A square. Okay, now suppose in the question AX and AY is given, you have to find out theta angle. So what can you do? You can divide these two equations. 2 divide 2 upon 1. 2 upon 1. What do you get on the left hand side? AY upon AX. And on the right hand side, A sin theta upon A cos theta, which is equal to tan theta. So tan theta is equal to AY upon AX. Okay, now in the numerical, whatever is required, according to that you can use it. Okay, if AY and AX are given, you have to find out theta. Tan theta is equal to AY upon AX. In this equation, if two quantities are given and the third one you have to find out, you can use this equation. A square is equal to AX square plus AY square. Is that clear? Okay, then write a question. Shall I rub it? Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Write down. Let a velocity vector, which is 20 meter per second. Okay, and its x component is 10 root 2 meter per second. Find its y component and angle theta. A velocity 20 meter per second. Okay, acting along this direction, which has a x component 10 root 2 meter per second. We have to find out the y component Vy and also the angle which the velocity vector is making with the x-axis. Hurry up, you are given 15 seconds to solve it.
What is the value of x component?
10 into root 2 meter per second. 10 root 2 meter per second. The x component has a velocity Vx is equal to 10 root 2 meter per second. Okay, we know that V square is equal to Vx square plus Vy square. Okay, so Vy square will be equal to V square minus Vx square. And what is this V square equal to? 20 square minus 10 root 2 square. How much is it? 20 square is 400 minus 10 square, 100 into 2 is 200. So it is 200. Vy square is equal to 200. So Vy is equal to under root 200 meter per second, which can be written as 10 into root 2 meter per second. So the y component is also equal to 10 root 2 meter per second. Very simple. Okay, find this theta. Find the angle theta. We know that Vx is equal to V cos theta. Vx is,
45.
yes. Vx is equal to V cos theta, or you can use Vy is equal to V sin theta. Anyone you can use it, you will get the same answer. Okay, here Vx is 10 root 2 equals to 20 into cos theta. So cos theta is equal to 10 root 2 upon 20. Okay, which is equal to root 2 upon 10. Okay, which is equal to root 2 upon 10. That is multiplied by 2. So what do we get? Some problem? Yes, Vx is equal to V cos theta. So it is equal to, so what will be theta? Theta will be equal to 45 degree. Theta will be equal to 45 degree. Are all getting this answer?
Ma'am, it would be root 2 upon 2.
Root 2 upon, yes, root 2 upon 2. So you can multiply by root 2. Multiply. So what do you get? 2 upon, this 2 and 2 cancels out, 1 upon root 2. And when is the value of cos theta is equal to 1 upon root 2? And when is the value of cos theta 1 by root 2? When theta is equal to 45 degrees. So the angle is 45 degrees. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone? Okay, now we'll
Yes, ma'am.
okay, good. Rectangular components in 3 dimensions. Now let's discuss rectangular components in 3 dimensions. Okay, that is, you have to split up a vector in 3 mutual perpendicular components. Splitting of a vector in 3 mutual perpendicular components. Let there is a vector A which is resolved along x-axis, along y-axis and along z-axis. Okay, along x-axis, let the vector is ax, ay and az. And we know that we resolve it in such a way that the a vector should be equal to ax vector plus ay vector plus az vector. Okay, if the magnitude of ax is ax, then magnitude into the direction I cap, ay into j cap, az into k cap. So it can also be written like this. Okay, and what will be the magnitude of a vector? Like if it is in 2 dimension, ax I cap plus ay j cap, a square is equal to ax square plus ay square. The same way, magnitude of a vector will be equal to ax square plus ay square plus az square. This will be the magnitude of the a vector which is resolved in 3 dimensions. Okay. Write down, copy it down as such. written. Okay, here also we can prove cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1 if A is making with x-axis, y-axis, gamma angle. Leave it. Okay, only this much. The magnitude of A vector will be equal to under root ax square plus ay square plus az square. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now suppose a vector A is given as 3i cap minus 2j cap plus k cap. Find the magnitude of A vector. What is this? This is ax is 3, ay is minus 2, az is 1. And we know that magnitude of A is just now written under root ax square plus ay square plus az square. Ax square 3 square 9 minus 2 square plus 4 1 square 1. So it is under root 14. Is it clear? Understood? Simple. Compare it with ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. You will get ax, ay and az, and the magnitude of A vector is this thing under root of ax square plus ay square. Okay. Also find unit vector of A. Also find out the unit vector along A. What is the formula for the unit vector? Vector divided by its magnitude. So A vector upon its magnitude will give you the unit vector. What is A vector? Given over here. What is the magnitude of A? Under root 14. So what is the unit vector along A? A cap vector will be equal to 3i cap minus 2j cap plus k cap upon under root 14. Is it so? Understood? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now let's find out the velocity vector in. Let's do a question. Okay, one question I'm giving you. Let the position vector is given as 3t square I cap minus 2t j cap plus 7k cap. Find its velocity vector. Find velocity vector. We know that velocity is the rate of change of this r with respect to t, that is dr by dt. So what you will do? Differentiate it. D by dt of r vector, and r vector is 3t square I cap minus 2t j cap plus 7k cap. Yes, can you differentiate it? 3 outside.
3i cap minus 2j cap.
3 outside, d by dt of t square is 2t into I cap. Okay, the differentiation of the first term 3t square into I cap is 3 into 2t I cap minus 2 dt upon dt is 1 2j cap. So the velocity vector is 6t I cap minus 2j cap. Everyone got this answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so here in 3D, the position vector can be written as it has moved. Okay, we have already discussed the position vector, R vector. It has some component along the x-axis. Let the distance traveled along x-axis is x into I cap. In 3D, we are writing y into j cap plus z into k cap. And velocity vector will be dr by dt. So it will also have the three components. Some component along the x-axis, Vx into I cap, Vy into j cap, and Vz into k cap. The same way, when you differentiate it once again, acceleration vector will be dv upon dt. If the position vector is in 3 dimensions, the acceleration vector will also be in 3 dimensions. dvx upon dt is what? Acceleration along x-axis, along y-axis into j cap plus az into k cap. Is it clear? Okay, d by dt of r, dx by dt is vx, dy by dt is vy, dz by dt is vz. Again you differentiate, dvx upon dt is ax, dvy upon dt is ay, and so on. Is it clear? So in 3 dimensions, the position vector can be written as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. So the velocity will also have 3 components along x, y, and z axis. And the same way, the acceleration will also have the 3 components along x, y, and z axis. Okay, now here we'll start the multiplication of vectors. Okay, today we'll discuss the multiplication of a scalar quantity by a vector quantity. Multiplication of a scalar by a vector. Okay, then multiplication of 2 vectors will start tomorrow. Today, multiplication, addition we have done, splitting we have done. Now we are coming to multiplication. Multiplication of a scalar by a vector. Okay, let us consider that there is a vector A. Let vector A is as shown. Okay, now you multiply it by a scalar quantity. Let 2 is a scalar quantity, a number is a scalar quantity. Now let's find out 2A vector. So what happens? The magnitude gets doubled, whereas the direction will remain the same. So what will be 2A vector? Magnitude will be doubled and the direction will be remain the same. Multiplied by 3. So what happens? The magnitude gets tripled and the direction remains the same. Multiplied by -1. Multiply A vector by -1. So here magnitude remains the same, but the direction becomes opposite. This is -A vector. So here what we see, when we multiply any scalar quantity with a vector quantity, the product is a vector quantity only. What is the product? The product is a vector quantity which is either acting in the same direction or maybe acting in the opposite direction. Opposite direction when it is multiplied by a negative number, then the direction will become opposite. Okay, draw it in the same manner. And then you can write down a scalar multiplied by a vector. The product is a vector quantity. Any scalar quantity multiplied by a vector quantity, the product is a vector quantity. Now in physics, can you give any example? A scalar quantity multiplied by a vector quantity. Any example? Any scalar quantity multiplied by. Okay, here let us multiply mass is a scalar quantity by acceleration vector. What do we get? We get a vector quantity which we call it as force. Okay, these are the examples. The same way mass multiplied by velocity vector. mass multiplied by velocity vector is momentum. Again, that is a vector quantity. So a scalar can be multiplied to a vector quantity and the product will get it as a vector quantity.